In early 2025, Manila stunned the world with a revelation that would reshape not only its own future, but the entire region's destiny. The Philippines had uncovered vast oil and gas reserves beneath its territorial waters, resources so immense, experts say they could rival the output of established energy giants like Saudi Arabia and Russia. The scale of the discovery sent shockwaves through global markets, with analysts scrambling to assess its true impact. For a nation long dependent on imports and facing the looming depletion of its main gas source, this was nothing short of a lifeline. Suddenly, the Philippines had the chance to secure its own energy future, reduce costs for millions, and spark a wave of economic transformation that could touch every corner of the archipelago. The discovery instantly shifted Southeast Asia's energy landscape, drawing the attention of global superpowers and regional neighbors alike. International leaders began urgent talks, recognizing that the balance of power in the region was about to change. The South China Sea, already a hotspot for territorial disputes, became even more contested as the Philippines emerged as a formidable new player. Tensions simmered as neighboring countries and global powers eyed the lucrative reserves. The scale of the find promised to turn the country from a net importer to a major exporter of energy, with the potential to lift millions out of poverty, create new jobs, and fund vital infrastructure. For many Filipino families, hope for a better future suddenly felt within reach. But this is more than just about resources. It's about sovereignty, ambition, and the delicate balance of power in a rapidly changing world. The government faces tough decisions on how to manage and protect this newfound wealth. The announcement triggered a flurry of diplomatic moves and military posturing, especially from the US and China, both eager to secure their interests in the region. Behind closed doors, negotiations and alliances are being forged at a rapid pace. The Philippines now faces immense technical and geopolitical challenges, developing the infrastructure, ensuring environmental safety, and navigating complex international waters. Yet, with these challenges come unprecedented opportunities for growth and influence. The world is watching as the nation stands at the threshold of a new era, one filled with promise, uncertainty, and the hope of a brighter tomorrow for generations to come. At the heart of the discovery are two sites, one, the highly contested reed bank, and the other, the deep, mysterious waters within the Philippine archipelago. These locations are not just points on a map, they represent the future of the Philippines' energy ambitions and the challenges that come with them. The reed bank lies in the vast expanse of the South China Sea, its deep blue waters concealing immense natural wealth beneath the surface. Meanwhile, the Philippine archipelago's own deep waters hold untapped potential, waiting for technology and investment to unlock their secrets. Reed Bank, situated well within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, is believed to contain over 9 billion barrels of oil, an amount that could transform the nation's energy landscape for generations. Alongside this, an estimated 216 trillion cubic feet of natural gas lies beneath the seabed, making it one of the world's largest untapped reserves. These resources could power industries, homes, and entire cities, fueling economic growth and development. The second site, located in undisputed Philippine waters, offers a more secure but technologically demanding path to energy independence. Here, the challenge is not sovereignty, but the complexity and cost of deep-sea extraction. With the Malampaya gas field, the country's primary source of natural gas, nearing depletion, these new discoveries are not just opportunities, they are necessities for the nation's future energy security and economic stability. However, the promise of Reed Bank comes with significant risk. China continues to assert sweeping claims over the area, disregarding international rulings and increasing tensions in the region. For the Philippines to access its own resources, it must assert its rights and navigate a complex geopolitical landscape, facing off against a far more powerful neighbor determined to maintain its influence. Developing these fields is not just an economic imperative, it is a test of diplomatic resolve, technological capability, and national unity. Success could mean a brighter, more secure future for millions. The stakes are high: energy security for 115 million people, the promise of economic growth, and the hope of affordable power for every Filipino household. Yet the risk of international confrontation looms large as regional powers vie for control and influence over these vital resources. Today, the Reed Bank stands as a powerful symbol of both promise and peril, of hope and uncertainty, at the very heart of the Philippines' struggle for energy independence and national sovereignty. Washington's interest in the Philippines' energy find was immediate. The discovery of significant oil and gas reserves in the region sent ripples through the halls of power in the U.S. Capitol, prompting swift analysis and high-level discussions. For decades, the United States has viewed the Philippines as a key ally in Southeast Asia, but this new energy potential adds a fresh layer of urgency and opportunity to the relationship. For the U.S., a new friendly supplier in Southeast Asia is a strategic prize, especially as it seeks to diversify energy imports. With global energy markets facing uncertainty and competition, securing access to reliable sources is more important than ever. The Philippines' reserves could help reduce American dependence on less stable regions and offer a buffer against global price shocks. American firms, leaders in deepwater drilling, quickly entered talks with Manila, eyeing investment and partnership. These companies bring not only expertise but also the promise of jobs, technology transfer, and economic growth for both nations. Their involvement signals a deepening of economic ties that go beyond simple trade. U.S. companies could provide the technology and capital needed in exchange for project shares and long-term supply. This arrangement would allow the Philippines to develop its resources faster and more efficiently, while ensuring the U.S. a steady flow of energy. It's a win-win scenario that strengthens both economies. This partnership would deepen U.S.-Philippines ties, reinforcing their defense treaty and countering China's influence. Energy cooperation naturally spills over into security cooperation, as both countries seek to protect their shared interests in the region. Joint military exercises and intelligence sharing are likely to increase as a result. By supporting Philippine development in the Reed Bank, the U.S. signals its commitment to regional security and international law. The presence of U.S. naval forces in these waters is a clear message to rivals that Washington stands behind its allies and the rules-based order. The cooperation also helps secure vital trade routes in the South China Sea, through which trillions in global commerce flow. Any disruption here could have far-reaching consequences for the world economy, making stability a top priority for Washington and its partners. Chinese claims threaten this stability. U.S. involvement is both economic and strategic. The competition for resources is intertwined with a broader contest for influence, and every move is closely watched by both sides. The deal is about more than energy, it's about shaping the security architecture of the Indo-Pacific. By strengthening alliances and building new partnerships, the U.S. aims to ensure a balance of power that favors openness and cooperation. The Philippines' discovery has become a new front in the U.S.-China rivalry. As both superpowers maneuver for advantage, the world is watching to see how this energy windfall will reshape the region's future. As Manila celebrated, Beijing made its own move. In March 2025, China's CNOOC announced the Huizhou 19, 6 oil field in the South China Sea, with over 100 million tons of reserves. Though smaller than the Reed Bank, the timing was strategic. China was reasserting its dominance in the region. Chinese state media framed the find as proof of national prowess and a warning to rivals. The Huizhou discovery complicates the region's disputes, showing China's intent to keep exploring, regardless of international rulings. It's a clear message. China is not a bystander, but an active, powerful stakeholder. The South China Sea is now a chessboard, with every move raising the stakes. The energy race has fueled military tensions in the South China Sea. In March 2025, the U.S. reaffirmed its ironclad commitment to the Philippines, pledging advanced military support. Soon after, the U.S., Japan, and the Philippines held joint naval drills near the disputed Scarborough Shoal, a direct signal to Beijing. China responded with its own naval presence, shadowing the exercises and asserting its claims through gray zone tactics. The standoff underscored the risk. A single miscalculation could trigger a major incident. Protecting new drilling operations will require a strong security presence, likely involving joint U.S.-Philippine patrols. Such moves are seen by China as direct challenges, raising the risk of confrontation between nuclear-armed powers. The dream of energy independence is now tied to a dangerous military reality. Navigating this environment demands caution, diplomacy, and resolve. The region stands on a knife's edge. For the Philippines, these reserves are a national lifeline. With Malampaya's decline, the country faces an energy crisis and growing reliance on imported, polluting coal. The new discoveries offer a chance to replace lost gas, stabilize prices, and reduce vulnerability to global shocks. Energy self-sufficiency would empower the Philippines, strengthening its economy, sovereignty, and negotiating power. The government has made developing these fields a top priority, framing it as a patriotic duty. Past joint exploration efforts with neighbors failed over sovereignty disputes. Now, with U.S. backing, Manila is more determined than ever. The stakes are clear. The nation's future depends on tapping this wealth. Energy security is no longer a choice, it's a necessity. The economic impact of this discovery could be transformative. Exporting oil and gas would generate massive revenues, funding infrastructure, education, and healthcare. A domestic energy industry would create jobs, reverse brain drain, and foster local expertise. Reliable, affordable energy would attract foreign investment and boost industrial growth. The Philippines could move up the economic value chain, becoming a more diversified powerhouse. But managing this windfall responsibly is crucial. Avoiding corruption and ensuring benefits reach all Filipinos. Transparent mechanisms like a sovereign wealth fund will be key. If handled wisely, this is a once-in-a-generation chance to build a more prosperous, equitable future. The Philippines' discovery has global implications. A new energy supplier in Southeast Asia could stabilize prices and reduce reliance on traditional powers like Russia and OPEC. The find intensifies US-China competition. With the Philippines at the center of a strategic contest, regional players like Japan and ASEAN nations are watching closely, some hopeful, others wary of rising tensions. The South China Sea is a vital trade artery. Its stability affects the world. The outcome will set a precedent. Will disputes be settled by law or by force? A successful, peaceful development would strengthen the rules-based order. Failure would signal a shift toward might over right, with global consequences. The Philippines stands at a crossroads, facing both extraordinary opportunity and daunting risk. The oil and gas discovery could unlock energy independence, prosperity, and security. But the journey from discovery to production is fraught with technical, financial, and geopolitical challenges. The decisions made now, in Manila, Washington, and Beijing, will shape the region's future. For Filipinos, the promise is real, stable energy, new jobs, and a stronger economy. Yet, the risks of military escalation and great power rivalry loom large. This is more than a resource story. It's a test of international law, ambition, and cooperation. The world is watching to see if the Philippines can seize this moment for peace and progress. If managed wisely, the nation could become a model for responsible resource development. The stakes could not be higher, for the Philippines and for the world.